low vision, or have another print disability which makes reading, holding a book, or turning a page difficult or impossible. The content is copyrighted by the respective publishers. For more information, please visit us on the web at nfradioreading.org.
Welcome to Around Our Area, a weekly look at community newspapers from around Western New York. Your reader for this hour is Dasha. Beginning with the Amherst Bee in the February 5th edition, a soup stroll is set for February in the village. The 9th annual John G. Cansdale Williamsville Soup Stroll will be held from noon to 3 on Saturday, February 28th, along Main Street in the village of Williamsville. The soup stroll was the brainchild of John G. Cansdale, a Williamsville attorney and past executive director of the New York State Racing and Wagering Board, who spent much time in Saratoga Springs. In December 2017, Cansdale approached Ellie Greenauer, owner of the Glen Park Tavern and vice president of the New York State Restaurant Association, and Maria McPeak, territory manager for the New York State Restaurant Association, and tasked them with forming the Williamsville Soup Stroll, fashioned after the Saratoga Spring Chowder Fest, with all proceeds to go to Feed More Western New York. In 2018, the soup stroll raised over $3,800, and since then the event has grown to raise close to $13,500 in 2025. Using the Saratoga Springs Chowder Fest as a benchmark, the Soup Stroll Committee has focused on the continued growth, which the primary goal of becoming a once-a-year weekend tradition in the village of Williamsville. The goal is also to include participation from all over Western New York for both attendance and restaurant and business participation. Currently, Saratoga Chowder Fest is entering its 27th year and attracts over 30,000 attendees. Next year, the Soup Stroll is planning to add activities such as live music and face painting, along with other family-friendly activities, with one of the main highlights being a contest to be held in Williamsville schools. Students will be asked to create a t-shirt design, and the student with the top design will be honored the day of the event, and the creative design will be featured on various merchandise. To date, this year's participants include the Glen Park Tavern, Eagle House, Creekview Share, Calvary Church, Canal Bank, Rationales, Irishman, Brightsmith, Creekview, Anastasia Jewelers, Ruth Ann Boutique, DiCamillo Bakery, The Roaming Table, Steelbound Brewery, The Cheesy Chick, Joseph Company Jewelers, Marty's Formal Wear, Salon Exeria. Any restaurant in Buffalo, Kenmore, Orchard Park, Rochester, Syracuse, etc. may partner with a retail location in the village and provide their soup. The quantity of soup provided will vary on the location of the retail shop, and the cost will be $2 a cup, with all the proceeds to benefit both Feed More Western New York, Trinity Food Bank, and Sleep in Heavenly Peace. There'll be a panel of 3 celebrity judges at the Eagle House. The judges will sample each soup and select their favorite. There'll be Terry Greiner, attorney, Dave Greber from WIBB, and Rob Banks from WYRK. Public may cast their votes by scanning a QR code. The prize is just bragging rights. Amy Wallace has an article about Laban focusing on the future of the state of town address. Clearing the path, respect, results, and removing red tape was the theme of Amherst Supervisor Sean Laban's first State of the Town address on January 30th at Reichert House. Laban said his first priority is delivering high-quality services that residents deserve and respect, and doing so as efficiently as possible. He cited improving efficiency, eliminating defunct town committees, and red tape as ways to improve town services. The State of the Town address is held annually in coordination with the Amherst Chamber of Commerce's annual meeting. The Eastern Hills Church expands its cafe ministry by Emma McElligott. Eastern Hills Church has expanded its cafe ministry, offering a new weekday option to serve church members and the broader community. The cafe, which previously operated only on weekends as Kava Cafe, now welcomes guests Monday through Friday in the church's atrium. The cafe provides a variety of hot and cold beverages, including coffee, tea, and espresso drinks, such as lattes, cappuccinos, and cafe mochas. Guests can also enjoy breakfast items like yogurt parfaits, protein shakes, fruit smoothies, muffins, bagels, breakfast sandwiches, and egg bites, as well as soups, salads, paninis, and weekly dessert specials for lunch. Organic fruits, vegetables, and free-range eggs are used whenever possible. The cafe is open weekdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., with additional evening hours Monday through Thursday from 5 to 7. We want to create a space that supports both our ministries and the wider community, said Eastern Hills Church Communications Coordinator Justin Jones. People participating in our preschool after-school encore program. Pulse indoor cycling classes and Bible study groups now have a convenient place for healthy food in a warm, inviting environment. We also hope others in the community use the cafe and our atrium for remote work, business meetings, or just a welcoming place to gather. The church's Pulse indoor cycling program recently celebrated its first anniversary. Led by Pastor Andy Merrill, the program offers indoor cycling, HIIT, Pilates, and a range of fitness events, including an annual 5K. Hundreds of local residents participate each week at affordable rates. The cafe is located at 8445 Griner Road in Williamsville. For more information, visit ehwc.org/cafe or contact the church at 716-688-7165. From Dr. Darren Brown Hall, Williamsville Superintendent of Schools, budget and musical season coming up. As you know, we are officially in budget season and planning for the 2026 to 2027 school year. During the next Board of Education meeting, February 10th, we'll have a detailed budget presentation and begin discussing the next capital improvement project in the district. Along with the budget, Board of Education elections also take place. If you or someone you know is interested in running for a BOE seat, candidate packets are available for pickup at the district office. Please reach out to Lynn Carey, the district clerk, by calling 716-626-8092 or emailing lycarey, C-A-R-E-Y, at williamsvillek12.org. At the February meeting, they have presented the draft calendar for the school year and opened a comment period for stakeholder feedback. The formal adoption will take place during the March meeting. Each year, we know the first and last day of school are top of mind for many in our community, along with breaks and holidays. I also want to take a moment to encourage our school community to support the arts by taking in the sights and sounds of each high school musical. Williamsville South will be debuting Something Rotten on February 5th and February 6th and 7th. Williamsville North will showcase SpongeBob the Musical on March 6th and Saturday, March 7th. Williamsville East will wrap up the season with Into the Woods on Thursday, March 12th and Friday, March 13th. They'll have 2 additional shows at 1 and 7 on Saturday, March 14th. It is incredible to see the precision and dedication of these performances from the advisors, choreographers, musical directors, pit orchestra, actors, actresses, and stage crew. I hope you have a chance to enjoy them in the coming weeks. The second community forum will be held on Tuesday, March 24th, following the budget work session. As always, this town hall-style meeting provides students, parents, residents, and staff members with a chance to talk about any education-related issue they wish. I'll be there, along with school board members, to listen, answer questions, and discuss the latest topics impacting the schools and public education. Finally, I once again want to encourage our community to nominate notable alumni for the biennial Williamsville Wall of Fame induction ceremony. Nomination applications are available on the district website and are due by April 13th. In addition, we are working closely with the Williamsville Education Foundation to establish alumni associations at each high school. If you're a graduate of one of our 3 high schools, please fill out the association interest form by going to our website. Please continue to stay warm Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow, meaning there are 6 more weeks of winter. The spring-like weather will be here soon enough. And after early voting concluded for the 61st State Senate District, 7,827 votes were tallied. And according to the Board of Elections, Ralph M. Moore and Howard Johnson Jr., the ballots were cast on the 9th and final day of early voting for the special election. A recent election of former New York State Senator Sean Ryan to be mayor of Buffalo has left a vacancy. The 61st Senate District includes North Buffalo, City of Tonawanda, Amherst, Grand Island, Tonawanda, villages of Kenmore and Williamsville. The endorsed Democratic candidate is former Erie County's election commissioner Jeremy Zellner, and the endorsed Republican candidate Dan Gagliardo, Amherst business owner who owns Devolio in Williamsville and has lived in Williamsville for 14 years. Moving on now to the Clarence Bee. Again, by Emma McElligott, Casilio delivers the 2026 State of the Town Address on Friday, January 30th, outlining the town of Clarence's accomplishments, ongoing projects, and plans for the year ahead. He began by thanking attendees and chamber organizers before taking a virtual tour of Town Hall, highlighting recent personnel changes and office updates. Former town assessor Al Weber was recognized for his years of service, and Mary Morris, recently promoted, was commended for assuming the role. The total assessed value of the town reached $6.88 billion, with the average residential home assessed at $504,000. The next scheduled assessment update is in 2027. Turning to the town clerk's office, Casilio noted the critical role played by Karen Hawes and her team, who processed more than $100 million in annual tax collections, over $1 million in fees, and more than 4,500 permits, ranging from hunting licenses to pavilion rentals. A longtime volunteer firefighter, Casilio reflected on the importance of emergency services, citing collaboration with disaster coordinator Dave Ballmer on projects such as 3-way bus crash responses, firefighter support programs, and school safety initiatives involving school resource officers. I work closely with our disaster coordinator, Dave Ballmer, who remains active in the community, assisting with evacuation standards for places like Brothers of Mercy, all while providing emergency management support to town fire companies, he said. Public infrastructure and community amenities were a major focus. Casilio detailed improvements at Vogelsonger Park, including a new 3-season pavilion, lit sports courts, expanded parking, and walking paths. The senior center received upgrades, including a Meals on Wheels awning, garage expansion for the Going Places van, and updated parking and signage. The Veterans Memorial saw expanded pathways and a wall recognition area, while nearly 10 miles of sidewalk improvements are planned throughout the town. Casilio praised volunteer boards and committees, emphasizing that while Clarence is not in the development business, careful review of proposals ensures balanced growth. A major milestone last year included the Eastern Hills Mall redevelopment project, approved conceptually for 1,435 residential units and 1.3 million square feet of commercial space. In 2025, 88 new homes were built with an average permit value of $1.1 million. The Highway Department, led by Jamie Dussing, received praise for maintaining streets, parking lots, and bike paths, while the appointment of town historian Joe McGreevy brought renewed energy to preservation efforts and educational programs. Casilio highlighted the public safety building as a local and regional asset, ensuring high-quality police response and providing space for justice court operations. The Clarence Treatment Court Foundation, co-founded by Judge Powers, continues to support substance abuse treatment initiatives. Town parks and recreation programs were also appreciated. Park Superintendent Jason Holden oversaw resurfacing courts at Sunset Park, landscaping the bandshell, planting 120 trees at Memorial Park, and adding batting cages and a GPS striping robot for fields. Recreation Director Clifford Chip Trapper expanded programming while pool facilities were upgraded, and the inaugural season of flag football launched successfully. Casilio recognized the Clarence Youth Bureau for community events, volunteer engagement, and more than 3,000 hours of service in 2025. Safety initiatives for youth using electric bikes and scooters included code updates and collaboration with Erie County Sheriff John Garcia. Every year, Dawn Kinney, her team, and volunteers put their heart into Winterfest, Summerfest, Breakfast with Santa, and many other community special events, he said. Looking ahead, Casilio outlined plans to enhance the Hollow Farmers Market parking lot with pavilions, pedestrian amenities, and public bathrooms, as well as a $2 million all-inclusive playground at Town Place Park, slated for 2027 construction. Throughout his address, Casilio underscored fiscal responsibility, noting that no raises have been given to supervisors or town board members during his tenure. Budgets remain within the state's 2% property tax cap, and Clarence continues to maintain one of the lowest tax rates in Western New York. Casilio concluded by acknowledging the town's employees, volunteers, and Chamber of Commerce for their contributions, and thanked his wife, Susan, and family for their support in allowing him to dedicate time to public service. None of these things happen so successfully without stable and effective leadership at the top, Casilio said. It's a team effort, and I'm grateful for everyone who makes Clarence a special place. You were listening to Around Our Area on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. The time is 16 minutes after the hour. Here's a letter to the editor from Wright Shellen in Derby. The people of New York's 23rd Congressional District elected Representative Nick Langworthy to be our advocate and our voice in Congress. Instead, Langworthy appears to be quietly quitting his duties as a member of the House of Representatives. Langworthy turned his back on his constituents with his recent vote against extending subsidies for the Affordable Care Act. During a November 2025 town hall, Langworthy claimed that only 0.7% of his district depends on these subsidies. The population of the 23rd District is approximately 770,000, which seems to be his roundabout way of saying about 5,000 people. The Kaiser Family Foundation puts the number at 9,900. KFF also estimates that premiums for a couple in their 60s earning $82,000 a year would double, increasing to $1,161 from $581. Langworthy would like to sell voters on the idea that ACA subsidies amount to unnecessary spending. He relies on a rhetorical trick, minimizing the impact by reducing real people to tiny fractions. It is insulting and inaccurate. He is off by roughly 50%. We are facing a healthcare cliff. Nick Langworthy knows this crisis is coming, and he knows it is his responsibility to work toward a solution. Instead of offering a plan, he is leading a congressional hearing this week that borders on the absurd, politely asking major insurance companies why they charge so much. That is not representation. That is abandonment. Nick Langworthy covers Clarence, according to the editor's note. Heard around the bee, an opinion that was called in. For all of you who might be unhappy with our recent weather, just remember you're free to move to all those other states that have hurricanes, tornadoes, severe flooding, earthquakes, and forest fires that destroy not just a house or two, but entire communities. In a couple of months, our snow will be gone, the flowers will start to bloom, and all those other states will still have to worry about hurricanes, tornadoes, severe flooding, earthquakes, and forest fires. While communities across the country are concerned with having ice in their neighborhoods, here in Clarence, one subdivision family is glad to have ice, hockey ice that is, for the rink so the kids can enjoy being outside playing sports, but not so much with their HOA organization. Come on, folks, get a life. The country's in turmoil. Let's skip the pettiness and focus on the more important issues. If you have an opinion, call 716-632-0390 to leave an anonymous 1-minute Be Heard comment. You can leave one comment per week. You can spend the February break at the Walden Galleria. Families looking for activities during February break can once again head to the Walden Galleria as the mall brings back its popular Winter Kids Club program. The free week-long series runs Monday, February 16th through Friday, February 20th, offering daily morning events for children and families. The program features a mix of entertainment and hands-on activities designed to be fun and engaging for all ages. Events include animal encounters, interactive play, building activities, a movie screening, and a carnival-style celebration. On Monday, February 16th, is a zoo show and tell with Nickel City Reptiles and Exotics at 11 a.m. On Tuesday, February 17th, Jump and Play at Urban Air Adventure Park at 9 a.m. On Wednesday, February 18th, instructional mini set build with the Lego store, 10 a.m. Thursday, February 19th, a free movie at Regal Cinemas at 10 a.m. And Friday, February 20th, Carnival Day with Showstarters Entertainment beginning at 10 a.m.
We're excited to welcome families back for our Winter Kids Club program,
said Marketing Director Alex Corbelli.
The event series offers a safe, family-friendly environment that's free for everyone to enjoy while kids are off from school.
An adult must remain with children for the duration of each event. Each child must be registered in advance, and a separate registration is required for each activity. Registration opens, well, it's already open. So more details and event registration, look at the Walden Galleria website, www.waldengalleria.com. And now we move on to the Cheektowaga Bee. Cake decorating classes return to Kenmore. The Kenmore Village Improvement Society will continue to hold cake and cookie decorating classes at the Made for Good shop located at 7 Warren Avenue in Kenmore. These hands-on classes are led by Jennifer Soika, the pastry chef owner of Fat Cat Sweets. They take place on Saturday afternoons throughout the year. Soika, an experienced pastry arts educator, will guide participants of all skill levels step by step through creating detailed, fun, and festive baked treats. Each class features seasonal themes and provides all materials needed to complete the designs. A winter cookie decorating class will be held at 12:30 p.m. on Saturday, February 21st, and will focus on decorating 6 winter-themed cookies using royal icing. This class is recommended for ages 12 and up. Additional classes already announced include a St. Patrick's Day cupcake decorating class at 12:30 p.m. on Saturday, March 7th, and an Easter cupcake decorating class at 12:30 p.m. on Saturday, April 21st. Each class is hosted by the Kenmore Village Improvement Society in partnership with Fat Cat Sweets. For more information or to register, go to www.fatcatsweets.com/classes. The 10 Lives Club is going to hold a birthday bash. 10 Lives Club, a nonprofit cat rescue and adoption organization dedicated to reducing euthanasia rates among cats due to overpopulation and shelter overcrowding, is celebrating its 25th anniversary with a special birthday party from noon to 2 p.m. Saturday, February 21st. The event will be held at 2 of the group's locations: Transit Hill Plaza, 6348 Transit Road, Suite 1, Depew, and the main shelter at 3741 Lakeshore Road in Blaisdell. The celebration honors the life-saving work made possible by staff, volunteers, fosters, donors, and supporters. Attendees can enjoy cake and refreshments, participate in basket raffles, and meet adoptable cats. Community members are encouraged to bring a birthday card for the kitties or donate an item from the 10 Lives wish list to make the day even more special. Founder Marie Edwards started the organization in 2001 in her garage, and then from there she really grew, said Jenna Hecker, the group's public relations and marketing coordinator. Since then, 10 Lives Clubs has expanded to 19 locations across Western New York, with its main shelter in Blaisdell. The club has rescued and cared for more than 50,000 cats throughout Western New York. In 2025 alone, it rescued over 3,000 cats and adopted out more than 3,000, numbers that Hecker said are typical for the organization each year. Hecker noted that the club hosts fundraising events throughout the year to unite the Western New York community, including the Kitty Bowl, which took place February 1st at Riverworks. For more information about 10 Lives Clubs and opportunities, check out their website. Did you know you can file your income taxes for free? According to the New York State Department of Taxation and Finance, Monday, January 26th marked the beginning of the season for filing 2025 income tax. This is when the tax department and the IRS begin accepting and processing income tax returns. The deadline to file returns and pay any tax owed or request an extension of time to file is midnight on April 15th. Many New Yorkers are eligible to file their federal and New York State returns at no cost through the tax department website using Free File. Hundreds of thousands of New York State taxpayers take advantage of this free service each year, saving them on average $269 in tax preparation fees. Free File or information is available in multiple languages on the tax department's website, www.tax.ny.gov. Checking out the senior news, pizza prizes and bingo. This is not regular bingo, but attendees will use regular bingo boards. Diagrams of each bingo will be provided to follow along with. After an hour of bingo with great prizes, attendees can enjoy 2 squares of cheese and pepperoni pizza, 4 mild chicken wings, and a chef salad. Coffee, tea, or hot chocolate, and a dessert are all included. After eating, attendees will continue to play bingo with more great prizes available. This event will be held from 3 to 6 p.m. Tuesday, February 24th. The cost is $20 for non-Cheektowaga residents and $18 for residents. Tickets are on sale now, and the deadline to buy them is February 17th, or until they're sold out. Swing into spring with dinner and magic show. This event will be held from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. Tuesday, March 21st. The cost is $25 a person and $23 for Cheektowaga residents. The evening will begin with a buffet dinner catered by Poplar Pizza at 4 p.m. It will include breaded pork chops, golden fried chicken, garlic smashed potatoes, a vegetable medley, chef salad, rolls and butter, dessert, coffee, tea, and water. Soft drinks will be available for sale, or attendees can bring their own beverages. After dinner, magician Ted Brzezinski will perform his show. It's magic, of course. Dinner club cards will be honored at the event. Tickets go on sale Monday, February 9th, and the deadline to purchase them is March 20th or until they are sold out. Good grief. This support and share group for seniors who have experienced loss will be held from 1 to 2 p.m. Thursday, February 19th. This is not just for widows and widowers. It is facilitated by Jamie Akoff, one of the center's outreach coordinators. The group meets twice a month, and people can attend one or both meetings. Attendees will help decide what the discussion will be each time. Please bring a sweater, because the atrium tends to be colder than the rest of the banquet hall. Let's see. Coming up on other dates, everything else is past. One note about library news. There is a Siberian Husky program presented by the Siberian Husky Club of the Niagara Frontier. It will be held from 2 to 4 p.m. Friday, February 20th. There'll be a PowerPoint presentation followed by a meet and greet with Huskies. The event is free and open to the public. All ages are welcome. Call or visit the library to register. And looks like that's at Julia Boyer Reinstein. You are listening to Around Our Area on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. The time is 28 minutes after the hour. Now we move on to Lancaster and Depew. A meat raffle to benefit Como Lake Bark Park is set for March 7th. Lancaster Unleashed Incorporated will host its annual meat raffle fundraiser to benefit Como Lake Bark Park at 7 p.m. Saturday, March 7th at the Knights Event Center, 2735 Union Road in Cheektowaga. Tickets are now on sale at ComoLakeBarkPark.org. Presented with support from Salino Public Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, the event will feature multiple raffles throughout the evening, including a chance to win a freezer full of meat. Tickets are $15 a person and include unlimited beer, wine, and pop. Tables of 8 are available for $100. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. with the first spin at 7. All proceeds will help cover ongoing operating costs of the off-leash Como Lake Bark Park, located in Erie County's Como Lake Park. Volunteers are needed the night of the event for approximately 4 to 5 hours. If you're interested, please email lancasterunleashed@gmail.com with volunteer in the subject line. For additional information, you can contact Lisa Jarebko, events coordinator for Lancaster Unleashed, at lancasterunleashed@gmail.com. It is an organization in partnership with Erie County Department of Parks to manage the Como Lake Bark Park. The New York State Department of Motor Vehicles announced it will temporarily close all offices across the state beginning 2 p.m. Friday, February 13th through Wednesday, February 18th to help facilitate the installation of a new technology system. The rollout of the new technology is set to take place over the long President's Day weekend to limit disruption. During this time, all DMV offices will close for business, and DMV online transactions and phone services will be unavailable. DMV operations, including full-service in-person, online, and over-the-phone services, are expected to resume at the start of business on Wednesday, February 18th. This brief interruption will allow for the new system to be implemented and tested to ensure the successful resumption of services. Officials say this new modernized technology system will give customers better and more streamlined service, as well as help DMV staff serve New Yorkers more efficiently. The Lancaster Opera House is offering a musical comedy from the Tony Award-winning duo behind Ragtime and Seussical, Lucky Stiff, a madcap musical farce packed with mistaken identities, outrageous disguises, and a corpse in a wheelchair. Set to debut at 7:30 p.m. Friday, February 20th. When mild-mannered English shoe salesman Harry Witherspoon unexpectedly inherits a fortune, he must escort his late uncle's body on a whirlwind vacation to Monte Carlo or lose the money to charity, all while a dog-loving do-gooder, a desperate optometrist, and his nearsighted sister race to claim the loot themselves. Tickets cost $45 per adult, $43 per senior citizen, and $20 per student. For more information on showtimes, visit the Opera House online at lancasteropera.org. There will be the 2026 State of the Town and Villages installation breakfast on Tuesday, February 24th from 8 to 10 a.m. at the Collins Banquet Hall on Transit Road in Elma. The event will bring together local business leaders, elected officials, and community partners for an informative morning program. Local officials from the town and villages will share updates on key accomplishments from the past year and outline their priorities and plans for the year ahead. The program will also feature the formal installation of the 2026 Board of Directors for the Lancaster, Depew, Elma Chamber of Commerce. Tickets are $40 for chamber members, $50 for non-members, and sponsorship opportunities are available. For more information or to register, visit the event page at wnychamber.com/2024, state of the town village installation breakfast / or contact the Lancaster Depew Elma Chamber of Commerce. From William Schroeder, the Lancaster Village Mayor, kudos to our snow removal crews. This is Buffalo and Lancaster. It snows here. Sometimes, as we've recently experienced, Mother Nature deals us some pretty nasty weather. Frigid temperatures, large amounts of snow, wind, and ice are always a challenge. Our Village of Lancaster Department of Public Works, Town Highway Department, and Lancaster Central School District employees have worked tirelessly to keep roads, parking lots, and sidewalks open and safe for all who use them, and have done a remarkable job. Speaking as one who spent many hours and years behind the wheel of a snowplow, I can attest to the fact that after the first few times out, the job gets old, and all our workers have put in long hours doing their jobs very well. Sleep deprivation, plans disrupted, and situations like parked cars and residents who throw snow into the street all add to some of the frustrations of this part of the job, but our streets and roadways have been cleared quickly and efficiently this winter season. Our police departments usually notify the snow removal agencies when they feel that conditions warrant those actions, and the process begins. I am very proud of all the men and women who are so dedicated to this most important part of their jobs. I would also like to thank our area firefighters, emergency management directors, and EMS personnel for their dedication and diligence performing their jobs as well. Getting up in the middle of the night in extremely cold temperatures, removing snow and ice from their personal vehicles, and getting to their stations to help neighbors is more than commendable, and they all serve our area very well. Stay warm, stay safe, and let's look forward to spring. Area residents are invited to Dare to Repair Cafe, Fix It, Don't Ditch It, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., Saturday, March 7th at the Lancaster Municipal Building at 5423 Broadway. The free event encourages people to bring broken household items and learn how to repair them with help from volunteer fixers. Participants can bring a wide range of items, including small appliances, lamps, electronics, toys, clothing, bikes, and more, with the goal of keeping usable goods out of landfills and saving money on replacements. Community repair coaches will work alongside attendees, teaching basic repair skills and empowering residents to troubleshoot future fixes on their own. To register or learn more about what items can be brought for repair, visit thetoolllibrary.org/dare-to-repair. The Lancaster Public Library hosts storytime hours for kids of all ages each month. Preschool storytime for ages 3 to 5 is 10:30 to 11 a.m. Tuesday, February 17th, Ms. Meg will read stories, have bubbles, and sing songs. Toddler storytime, ages 2 to 3, 11:30 a.m. to noon. These sessions will take place Tuesday, February 17th, Thursday, February 19th, and Friday, February 20th. Ms. Meg will read stories, have bubbles, and sing songs. Lap Sit story time, ages 3 to 23 months, 10:30 to 11 a.m. These will take place Thursday, February 19th, and Friday, February 20th. Ms. Meg will read stories, sing songs, and present finger plays. Parents and caregivers must be present with their child. To register, stop at the library's front desk for information. Also coming up at the library, Kung Fu Basics, 1 to 2 p.m. on Tuesday, February 17th. Learn Kung Fu moves from Arts for Learning, Western New York. This activity is for ages 5 to 13. Writing Historical Fiction, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., Tuesday, February 17th. Are you interested in creating fiction based on historical figures or events? The library will focus on Western New York subjects and talk about how to access and best utilize those sources. The library will also give advice on livening up a story to avoid it being a dull, dry piece. This activity is presented by author Thomas Schobert. Winter Magic Show. Not sure when it starts, but ends at 2 p.m., probably 1. Wednesday, February 18th. Enjoy an exciting magic show with magician Chris Johnson. This activity is for all ages. You really need to check with the library to find out about timing on that one. Paleo Art with Penn-Dixie Fossil Park, 1 to 2 p.m., Thursday, February 19th. Create fossil art with Penn-Dixie Fossil Park. This activity is for ages 6 to 12. The Buffalo Zoo has zoo trails, 1 to 1:30 p.m. and 2 to 2:30 p.m. on Friday, February 20th. Come to the library to enjoy stories with your favorite animal friends. This activity is for all ages. Lego Club, 10:30 to 11 a.m. and 11:30 to noon on Saturday, February 21st. Each month will have a theme to build your own creation to be displayed in the library. Bricks will be provided. This activity is for ages 6 to 12. Pause for Love, Read to a Dog, 4:30 to 5:50 p.m., Monday, February 23rd. Pick out a book and practice reading out loud to a therapy dog to improve literacy skills and reading confidence. Please call to sign up for a 20-minute reading session, ages 4 to 12. And Mammals of Western New York, 6 to 7 p.m. on Tuesday, February 24th. Get to know your fur-bearing neighbors as we explore the lives of mammals who call Western New York home. Investigate adaptations, learn to identify tracks and scat, and get hands-on experience with a variety of pelts. Presented by Wildwood, Western New York, geared for adults, but all ages welcome. Sometimes registration is required for all programs. Space is limited. Register online at buffalolib.local.com or call the library 716-683-1120. Lancaster Schools is accepting universal pre-K applications for 2026 to 27. The Lancaster Central School District is now accepting applications for its universal pre-kindergarten UPK program for the 2026 to 27 school year. The program, funded through anticipated state and federal aid, will again offer both half-day and full-day options in partnership with Lancaster's UPK provider, Carousel Academy. UPK is open to children who will be 4 years old on or before December 1st in 2026 and who have a custodial parent that's a legal resident of Lancaster Central School District. Students may be enrolled in morning, 9 to 11:30, afternoon, 12 to 2:30, or full day, 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., with the hours subject to change. The program runs 5 days a week and follows the district calendar for holidays and closings. Applications are due by 4 p.m. Friday, March 6th. A virtual lottery to fill available seats will be held at 5 p.m. Wednesday, March 18th, with the district emailing viewing information about a week in advance. Lottery results will be shared with families via email within 2 weeks. The district and Carousel Academy will not provide results by phone, fax, mail, or in person. If a child's name is not drawn, or if an application is submitted after the deadline, the student will be placed on a wait list. All applications must be submitted electronically, and only one application per family will be accepted. Duplicate applications will be removed before the lottery. Additional details on the UPK application form are available on the district website at www.lancasterschools.org or by calling 716-686-3390. The Depew Community Center, located at 570 Gould Avenue, has opened its Care and Share Corner in the Depew Community Laundry. The newly renovated space will provide personal care items, diapers, household cleaning supplies, and over-the-counter medications to Depew residents. All items in the Care and Share Corner are donated by individuals and businesses, available at no cost to those in need. Donations of needed items is always welcome. Check out DCC online at www.depewcommunitycenter.org. The DCC can be reached by phone at 716-263-3406. You are listening to Around Our Area on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. The time is 43 minutes after the hour, and we turn now to the Canton Bee. TTPD addresses residents' concerns about purchase of ALPR cameras by Joe Clenard. The town board approved the purchase of 12 automated license plate readers, ALPR cameras, during its January 26 board meeting, authorizing a $147,784.80 expenditure for a 60-month term beginning December 1st, 2026. Several residents raised privacy concerns about the police department's use of the cameras. They cited examples from other parts of the country in which incorrect plate readings allegedly led to the arrest of the wrong individuals. Residents also expressed the concern that the company supplying the cameras may retain ownership of the data, leaving it vulnerable to hacking or misuse. The Town of Tonawanda Police Department addressed those concerns in an interview with the Bee. Police Chief James Stauffacher said the department has used license plate reader technology for at least 20 years, noting that the cameras were previously mounted on 2 patrol vehicles that operated throughout the town. The Town of Tonawanda Police Department already uses other Axon products, and officials said the transition will allow for improved integration across systems. Lieutenant Joseph Giol explained that the Axon cameras directly integrate with the evidence management system we're currently using. He added that the department's familiarity with the company will result in cost savings for taxpayers. Total savings the department received with the new vendor is $103,092.80. Stauffager added, the cameras, provides us with real-time information so that if we have an incident that requires us to be involved immediately, then we can access that information to act quickly. But it also affords us the opportunity of where we have time to conduct a more lengthy investigation or something that took place back in time, we can go back and retrieve that information as well. So it serves both purposes. The cameras serve as an investigative tool, said Gioli. They're scanning the rear license plate of a car as it passes by so that information will be used in an investigation or any real-time notification. Gioli explained that when a stolen vehicle is reported, the information can be entered into the system, and if the vehicle passes by one of the cameras, officers receive a real-time notification allowing them to recover the vehicle. Stauffager emphasized that both Flock and Axon have repeatedly assured the department they do not own the data collected. He said that a police department retains ownership of the data and has full control over how it's used. Stauffager added, there's been a controversy in public with certain groups who believe that we're not being truthful and that there's some type of grand conspiracy involved here. That is simply not what we're told, and we certainly don't believe that to be true. The data is stored within a cloud, and Stauffager presented a letter from Flock about the security protocols that are in place to prevent hackers from getting into it. Flock has never been hacked, ever, the letter stated. Flock does not share or resell your data, nor have we ever. Flock adheres to the highest security standards. In military news, Air Force Major General Gary Charlton, the commander of the New York Air National Guard, announced the recent promotion of members of the New York Air National Guard in recognition of their capability for additional responsibility and leadership. Lucas Kaderabek from Kenmore and assigned to the 107th Attack Wing, received a promotion December 24th to the rank of Airman, First Class. The Town of Tonawanda Youth Parks and Recreation Department will host a pool party duck pluck on Sunday, March 22nd at the Aquatic and Fitness Center. The family-friendly event will feature age-based pool sessions where children race to collect as many floating ducks as possible, followed by open swim. All participants will receive a goodie bag with a chance to win a larger prize. Additional activities include photos with the Easter Bunny, games, coloring, Easter crafts, and food available for purchase. Sessions are divided by age group with 3 sessions for children up to age 6, an adult must be in the water, running from noon to 4:15 p.m., and 2 sessions for children ages 7 to 12 from 4:30 to 7:15 p.m. The cost is $5 per child, $5.16 if you use a credit card. Children ages 3 and under as well as adults are free. Pre-registration is required, with registration opening Monday, February 16th. Participants are asked to check in 10 minutes before their session and will only be permitted in the pool during their assigned time slot. The Town of Tonawanda Youth Parks and Recreation Department will host a family-themed bingo night on March 6th at the Town of Tonawanda Senior Center, 291 Ensminger Road. The event, themed Carnival Night, will run from 6 to 7:30 p.m. and feature carnival-style games, balloon twisting, and bingo, with prizes awarded to every winner. Registration is $5 per family, with pizza and snacks available for purchase. Prizes are sponsored by the Canton Kiwanis, and the evening is designed as a family-friendly community event with themed activities for all ages. To register, visit https://tinyurl, TINYURL.com, 56ZFY2WP. Research Day at the Grosvenor Room Central Library with the Polish Genealogical Society of New York State will be held from 1 to 5 p.m. on Saturday, March 21st at Lafayette Square, Buffalo. Registration is required as seating is limited, and it can be done online at pgsnys.online/researchday at the BECPL with PGSY. I would think you'd look at the library website and find it easier. You have been listening to Around Our Area. Oh, no, we still have some time. We've got a little more time. I'll keep going. Hang on. So let's hear from the Superintendent of Schools. We'll start with Sabatino Giamato, Kenton School District. We begin the year with room in our calendar for 4 emergency days. We began with 4. Because of weather conditions that necessitated the closing of school on January 15th, the 20th, and 26th, we only have 1 emergency day remaining. It is important for families to familiarize themselves with what will happen if we exceed our allotted number of emergency days. If we use up our 1 remaining day, we will engage in remote learning for all future emergency days. Although we know remote learning is no alternative to in-person attendance, remote instruction is far better than no instruction at all. Additionally, New York State requires that all school districts operate with at least 180 days of instruction over the course of the year, and each day below 180 days could potentially cost the district hundreds of thousands of dollars in state funding. Although there are some stipulations regarding closures during a declared state of emergency, there's no guarantee that these days would count. We must also be mindful that in order to reach 180 days, the only alternative to remote instruction will be converting planned recess days, such as spring recess, into days of attendance. Remember, our priority must always be safety, but we also must prioritize instruction and realize how much our children are missing when they're not in school. Nothing is better than in person with our fabulous teachers and staff who truly make the difference every day. We need all students and families to familiarize themselves with the remote learning procedures. First, watch for district notifications regarding school closings. If remote learning will be taking place, we will notify families via text, phone, and email messages. It will also be posted on the school and district homepages and social media pages. Second, be prepared for all students to log into their iPad or Chromebook and access their learning management system. Students will then join us using the Google Meet link for their first class at the regularly scheduled time. For grades kindergarten through 4 students, this will be in Google Classroom. For grades 5 to 12 students, this will be in Canvas. Students will then follow their regular school day schedule. We have created a simple web page which will assist families in navigating the remote learning process, which you can access on our website at www.ktufsd.org/remote learning. On this page, you'll be able to access help with things like logging in, using your Chromebook, navigating applications like Canvas, Clever, Seesaw, and Google Classroom, etc. We don't know what kind of weather's on the horizon, and hopefully we won't have to use any additional emergency days for the remainder of the school year. Let's work together to make sure we're prepared in case we do. And from Dr. Michael V. Ginestre, Sweet Home Superintendent, the beginning of February marks one of the Sweet Home Central School District's most meaningful traditions, the annual Sweet Home Music Festival. The festival celebrates the hard work of nearly 200 student musicians representing a wide range of grade levels and musical abilities. The Afternoon of Music showcases the talent, dedication, creativity, and collaborative spirit of our students. Held at UB's Center for the Arts, the event highlighted the strength of our district-wide music program and the many hours of practice and preparation that go into performances of this caliber. Students demonstrated not only technical skill, but confidence, teamwork, and a genuine love for music. Sweet Home Music Festival is a powerful reminder of the role the arts play in a well-rounded education. Participation in music helps students build discipline, creativity, and perseverance, skills that serve them well far beyond the stage. Seeing nearly 200 students come together in one shared experience speaks volumes about the opportunities available to our learners at Sweet Home. I, along with the entire Sweet Home community, are deeply grateful to our outstanding music educators, whose expertise and dedication makes events like the Music Festival possible. Corey Morrow, District Music Coordinator, Jessica Bryden, Stephen Budnack, Kelly Gravel, Kimberly Harrison, Ryan Kaminsky, James Marone, Joseph Quater, Jason Shear, Melissa Udi, Daniel White, Jackie Vancek, and Deborah Zaylor. Their hard work, collaboration, and passion for music are evident in every performance. Musicianship is fostered early and often at Sweet Home, and we are fortunate to have fantastic instructors at every level supporting the music education of each student who crosses their path. I would also like to extend my sincere appreciation to the Sweet Home Board of Education for their continued support of the Music Festival and of the arts across our district. Their commitment to providing meaningful opportunities for students helps ensure programs like this continue to thrive. Join us for upcoming music events throughout the school year, including but not limited to our musical productions. Learn more and see the full schedule on our website, sweethomeschools.org. Congratulations to all of our student musicians on a successful and memorable music festival. We are incredibly proud of you and look forward to many more opportunities to celebrate your talents. And a quick note from the police blotter. On Tuesday, January 27th, a passerby reported that two males in a white car were taking apart the Rite Aid sign in front of the closed store. Most offenders try hard not to leave evidence behind, but these amateurs clearly skipped that lesson. They helpfully spray-painted their own names on the sign, saving detectives considerable time and effort in tracking them down. A report for criminal mischief was filed. And finally, protect your pipes from the deep freeze. AAA offers tips on protecting your plumbing when the mercury drops. Bursting frozen pipes result from poor insulation or incorrect thermostat settings and can cause significant damage and expense. Freezing temperatures put your pipes at risk, and recovery can be difficult and costly. A crack as small as an 1/8 inch can spew up to 250 gallons of water per day, causing flooding, serious structural damage, and the potential for mold. So, make sure everyone in your family knows where the water shutoff valve is and how to use it. Insulate pipes in crawl spaces and attics, even in areas where freezing is unlikely. Seal gaps around pipes that let cold air in, including areas near wiring and dryer vents. Disconnect garden hoses and shut off and drain pipes leading to outdoor faucets, if possible. If a freeze is expected, let warm water drip slightly overnight from an outside wall faucet. When freezing is possible, keep the thermostat set the same day and night. Open cabinet doors to allow heat to reach uninsulated pipes under sinks. If you leave home for an extended time, maintain minimal heat to prevent freezing. And if you have frozen pipes, well, if you turn on your faucets and nothing comes out, your pipes are likely frozen. You may be able to use a hairdryer to thaw a frozen pipe. Begin by warming the section of pipe closest to the faucet, then work your way out toward the coldest part of the pipe. Never use a hairdryer or any electrical appliances in areas of standing water. You could be electrocuted. Never try to thaw a pipe with a torch or other open flame. It could cause a fire. And if your water pipes have already burst, turn off the water at the main shutoff valve in the house, leave the water faucets turned on, and call a plumber. And a few quick notes. The Tonawanda Kenmore History Museum will host a presentation at 7 p.m. on March 17th at 100 Canachy Road. In honor of Women's History Month, Cheryl McDonald will talk about Buffalo's First Ladies, Abigail Powers Fillmore and Frances Folsom Cleveland. She will present the women behind the two presidents that came from Buffalo. She will focus on their role as First Lady, how they met their husbands, and the many firsts connected to their names. Wear your favorite hat and have fun. Enjoy lunch, which will include a salad with chicken and fruit, bread and butter, dessert, and beverages. After lunch, listen to some music or sing along or dance to great songs from the past decades with music performed by Kathy and Steve from Matt's Music Parade, along with a vote on the favorite hats. These events will be held at noon Friday, March 27th at the Tonawanda Senior Center. Doors open at 11:30 and lunch will be served at 12:30. Music from 1 to 2. Tickets are $10 for members and $12 for non-members. Prizes will be given for the top 3 hats. And the Tonawanda Kenmore History Museum will host a presentation at 7 p.m. on April 21st at 100 Canachy Road. David Fay, Education Coordinator and Docent at Niagara Aerospace Museum, will continue the theme of Women's History Month and talk about Bell Aircraft's Rosie the Riveter. During World War II, while the men were away fighting, thousands of women were able to enter the world of men's work and thus contributed to the war effort. You have been listening to Around Our Area, a weekly look at community newspapers from around Western New York. Stay tuned for our second hour. Your reader for this hour has been Dasha. Thank you for listening.
Coming up next in the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, we have a reading of our Southtowns papers, including Orchard Park, Hamburg, East Aurora, and West Seneca's B papers or Sons. At 3 o'clock, we have the Ample Eagle, and at 4 o'clock, we have the Grand Island Niagara County Tribune Sentinel. Stay tuned for these readings and more throughout the day. The following program is intended for listeners who are blind, have low vision,